Welcome to night 70 of History Bedtime Stories in our pajamas in bed. Tonight I want to talk about one of my own personal Detroit heroes, Saunders. And yes, I at any given time probably have 2 or 3 jars of Saunders hot fudge or caramel sauce in my fridge. In fact, I think it is the unsung hero of quarantine. But it is down to one man, Frederick Sanders Schmidt. He is born in Germany and immigrates to Chicago, where he opens his first candy and soda shop. He calls the shop Sanders instead of Schmidt's because his father already had a bakery in Illinois called Schmidt's, and he didn't want to allow confusion around which was which. The candy store was sadly lost in the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, and following that disaster, Sanders, good old Fred, decides to come to Detroit and start anew here. On June 17th, 1875, he opens the doors, flings them wide on his candy shop, located at the corner of Gratiot and Woodward Avenues here in Detroit. The shop is doing really well, and within about a year, he claims to have invented the ice cream soda. Now, lots of business owners across America and Europe claim to be the original ice cream soda, but his story is a pretty good one. It goes that the shop was busy and bustling, tons of customers waiting, and he was making a popular drink of the time, a cream soda. When he opened up the cream to pour it from the pitcher into the soda, he sort of sniffs it and says, "Ooh, we can't use this." The cream had gone sour. With customers out the door and people waiting, he quickly improvises and uses a scoop of his ice cream. People go wild for the ice cream soda. And although he might not be the national inventor, he's certainly the man who brings the ice cream soda to Detroit and to Michigan. By 1891, he's opened the Pavilion of Sweets. Now, this is my own personal dream location. It was at the corner of Michigan Avenue and Woodward in bustling downtown Detroit. It had these beautiful red and white striped awnings and a sort of dome tower at its top. It was incredibly recognizable. Sanders became famous not just for his ice cream soda, but for his bumpy cake, which he added in 1913, a buttercream frosting bump covered by ganache on top of chocolate cake. Yum. His cream puffs were so famous, he actually commissioned custom-made Sanders china plates to serve them on in his restaurants. At its largest, the Sanders Corporation was headquartered in Highland Park within the city of Detroit and had 111 stores with annual sales of over $20 million. The Saunders Company grew and grew, but as it suffered losses in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, it eventually sold in 1988 to Country Home Bakers. Country Home Bakers sold it to another Michigan company in 2002, the Morley Candy Makers, who in 2018, for an undisclosed price, sold to Michigan's Cars Nuts. Now, Cars Nuts and Sanders Chocolate are owned by the Cars Nut Corporation, and all your snacking needs can be delightfully met. But among all of Sanders' huge accomplishments was that his stores were considered to be incredibly consistent. Really well-trained staff who looked after their customers, served them well, and kept everything super clean and tidy, and consistency in the food, candy, and baked goods. Saunders was considered to be safe, quick, and a great place to grab lunch. They closed on Sundays in the early days because of a lot of pressure that working on the Sabbath was against traditional values. By the 1960s, though, they were open on Sundays and became a lot of people's after church or after synagogue activity to sort of have lunch at Sanders. Back in the 1890s and early 1900s, the Saunders lunch wagons even kept factory workers fed. So for my hot fudge and caramel sauce little loving heart to Frederick Sanders Schmidt and the Sanders memories here in Detroit, I have a big old history, thank you. I hope you are enjoying History Bedtime Stories. If you want to win a whole bunch of vinyl Detroit stickers, tell us about your favorite Saunders food down in the comment section or memories of going to a Saunders lunch counter. We'll pick a winner next week. Wash your hands.